Hello and welcome back to LostHope Miniatures. This is Summary Sunday, the show where we gather this week's Warhammer news, slap it on the table and ask, is this a sensible purchase, or are we about to start a Chaos army we absolutely do not need? It's been a strong start to the year, lots of reveals, loads of hype, and I've already seen at least 3 people on my timeline say the words. I'm just going to get the box and stop there. Sure, and I'm just going to paint my pile of shame down to 0. This week, Chaos takes the wheel with 4 battle forces: Old World Marauders, Heresy Cataphractii, Breacher Goodies, Black Library pre-orders, and a tidy serving of Warhammer Plus. Let's start that crusade. Alright, 4 Chaos Battleforces, the 4 flavors of this seems like a good idea at 2 AM. First up, we've got Khorne Daemonkin. For anyone whose tactical plan is, I run at them, and then I run at them again. In this box you've got the Lord Juggernaut, or build him as a Lord Invocatus. Then we've also got the Master of Executions, 6 Blood Crushers, 10 Khorne Berserkers, 20 Bloodletters, and a World Eaters transfer sheet with 200 decals. This is basically melee, but it's my lifestyle now. Also, Blood Crushers are one of those units that look like they'd be a nightmare to transport in real life, and a dream to smash into someone's front line. Balance. Next, we've got the Sekhmet Coven, the Thousand Sun Heavies, which means you're paying the Tzeentch tax in 2 currencies, points and brain cells. We've got the Inferno Master, the 3 Exalted Sorcerers, the Mutalith Vortex Beast, 10 Scarab Oculate Terminators, 2 transfer sheets with 364 decals each. This box basically says, do you want to feel powerful? And then immediately asks, but do you also want to be remembered for 12 different aura interactions? Mutalith alone is a vibe. Big centerpiece energy, great for look what I've painted photos, and terrifying your opponent if they do not have an answer for it. Then we've got the Battleforce Vile Vectorium, Nurgle's finest, where the strategy is become a problem and stay a problem. Inside we've got the Lord Felthis, the Lord of Contagion, and a tainted cohort of 3 Blight Lords. We've also got 3 Death Shroud Terminators, 3 Voted Bloat Drones, and 20 poxwalkers. This is a really chunky spread. Elite Infantry, Chaff, and drones to annoy the entire board, and also its very own brand with Death Guard players. See, 20 poxwalkers and react like they've just been handed a warm blanket. And then finally, we've got the Lord of Excess, Slaanesh-coded renegades, and oh, the decorative chaos nonsense your paintbrush can tolerate. In this, you're going to get your Demon Prince, your 20 Infractors, or you can build them as Tormentors. We've got 12 Noise Marines and 4 Emperor's Children, as well as transfer sheets, and 150 decals each. This one is basically, do you want to start an army that looks incredible but takes you 12 years to paint? Well, this is the army for you. We've also got Noise Marines, which are so iconic, you build them, you take photos, you feel unstoppable, and then you realize you've chosen the wrong scheme, involving trim, studs, and morally questionable fashion choices. Important note that these releases are delayed in Australia and New Zealand, so if you're down there, you haven't been forgotten. GW just works in mysterious and deeply frustrating ways. Now, if you're an Old World person, or if you're not, you're about to become one by accident. We've got Chaos Marauder Horsemen and Chaos Marauders. We've got the Chaos Marauder Horsemen, 10 plastic horsemen, built as 1 unit of 10 or 2 units of 5. Each group of 5 gets a champion, musician, and a standard bearer, as well as 13 head options per 5. And with weapons, we've got hand weapons, plus a shield, or that wonderful flail. This is classic old world chaos energy. Fast, loud, and guaranteed to ruin someone's day with a flank charge. Then we've got our Chaos Marauders, 20 plastic Marauders, 1 big unit again, or 2 separate units. The weapons are great, they've got hand weapons, shields, great weapons, or that all-time favourite, flail. This also includes a Chaos of Warriors transfer sheet with 246 decals again. This is your bread and butter Horde army, and honestly, I love kits like this because they're perfect for experimenting with skin tones, going into that grim dark depths, or just painting like a maniac with contrast and basically saying they're battle ready and good to go. Then Horus Heresy players, you're eating well this year. You've got 2 Cataphractii Terminators with 2 configurations, both using the 6 same bodies with loads of customization. You've got 2 shoulder pads, more options for more or less trim depending how you feel. You've got a build to start with or without tilting plates, and your sergeant weapon choice is either a power sword, power axe, thunderhammer, or anything else. And also you've got a choice of 3 wonderful crests. Option A for the Cataphractii, you've got power moles and Volkrite chargers, and an option for a Reaper autocannon. This one screams anti-infantry blender, Volkrite into blobs, moles into armor, lovely jubbly. Then you've got option B, which is your combi bolter and power fist, as well as an option for a heavy flamer. Power fists remain the universal language of, I don't care what your saves are, I'm gonna punch you in the face. These are slow, brutal, and absolutely peak of walking fridges of doom. Then we've got a breacher squad of 10 men. They have boarding shields, one-handed bolters, lots of accessories. This also includes a graviton gun, a las cutter, as well as some sergeant parts as well. This is proper void warfare energy. Tight corridors, brutal pushes, shields up, no mercy. And if you've already got bodies, and let's be honest, we all know you're hoarding some bodies there, there's a separate upgrade sprue with shields, arms, weapons, and enough to kit out a full 10-man squad for breachers. This is the kind of release that quietly empties your wallet because it's too practical to ignore. Then, this week in the Black Library, we've got 2 audio books and novel bits this week. We've got Apostle by Dam and Amadeo. Apostle is a new novel, Worldbearer's dark ambition, and a world devoted to the Imperial Scripture, with secrets buried in the stacks. Cerastus is back, he's mad, and he's on a mission involving revenge, revolution, and resurrecting something called the Eightfold Bane, which sounds like a metal album, and I respect that. Available for pre-order in hardback, ebook, and MP3 audiobook. Then we've got The Death of Integrity by Guy Haley, and Death of Integrity is the classic Space Marine battle novel, and it's coming back as an MP3 audiobook. We've got Blood Drinkers, Nova Marines, a Space Hulk full of problems, and of course, Mechanicus always show up and ask, we need you to do a secret mission in a Murder Hulk. Brilliant, love that. Then for Warhammer Plus this week, we've got How We Roll chats about the Maggotkin of Nurgle with Jimbo from the Warhammer studio. Then we've also got Lore Masters, in which we dive into the Plague Father's wonderful and colourful and rich history. Then finally we've got Citadel Colour Masterclass, in which we cover painting swooping hawk wings, because even in a Chaos week, the Adari are still out there being elegant and stressful to work with. And the Warhammer community is teasing something on Monday that you won't want to miss, which is either a reveal that will ruin our budgets, a rule article that starts argument, or both at the same time, like a perfectly balanced hobby nightmare. So that is this week's Summary Sunday. We've got Chaos Battleforces, Old World Marauders, Heresy Cataphractii, and Breachers, as well as a couple of tasty Black Library bits and your weekly Warhammer Plus fix. Now I want to know, which Battleforce is the most dangerous to your finances? Khorne for the sprint and punch lifestyle, Thousand Suns for the galaxy brain, Death Guard for the unstoppable rot, or the Lords of Excess for the I'm going to paint trim until I ascend? Drop it in the comments. And if you want to tell me your army you swore you wouldn't start but now you're just looking at, let me know. If you've enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week on another Summary Sunday, where inevitably we pretend we're just being responsible hobbyists. Until then, survive the week, and don't let chaos ruin your pockets.